Okay, members and friends, I'm on my Facebook wall here. You can see that's mine. And I didn't go out there and look for this. This just popped up on there. I don't know why, but it did. And so I clicked on it. And it takes me there. And it talks about giving poor families a little money to put away in the bank for their kids' future, right? Investing in the future. Here, right here. To help families start planning and saving early for their children's education after high school. So they're giving some credits to the poor people. But the problem is they also go into the poor communities and they cherry pick children so that they can shift funds away from the family by taking the child out of the home and pay foster caregivers up to $4,000 a month between daycare and special needs because, they're saying that the children are problematic, so therefore they've got problems, which puts them on a federal, grant system in terms of disabilities. So the foster parent will make an application for that with the support of the social worker. So now the federal government's paying 3 times more than if the child was with the parent. And because it's a foster parent and they're stressed out, they need full-time daycare. So that's another $800-900 paid into, the pocket of the foster care parent and top of their wage. And because the child will be designated as special needs once they remove them from the home within 2 months of being away, within a month, they started saying my grandson was showing behavioral problems. And then they dope him up. So I added my point of view. Theft of a dream. And I read this. And then I added my daughter's point of view. And then I added this because it relates to reducing drug costs, untreated illness that nobody wants to talk about or help me with, except with maybe rhetoric. And we're going to see if it gets deleted because I get censored. I'm not sure where this came from. And I don't even know government organization. What kind of government organization? Budget. Probably something I should read. I'm uploading here. That's why. Where are we? This is it. I don't know what kind of web page this is. Is this sponsored by the government? Well, if it is, BC government, there it is. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think they'll leave it. I'd be very surprised. I'll come back. If it's connected to Christy Clark and her government, they'll delete it. And of course, I'm not going to like it because it's contrary to everything that they're saying as to what's going on in my life and how my grandson is being used as a commodity. And, these people that are using him for a paycheck or abusing him, and way too many professionals don't want to acknowledge that, including the provincial government. And that's probably because it stems from the provincial government. They condone it, they allow it to happen, they encourage it for it to happen, and when they're called on it, they censor. This is what time it is. Oh yes, one other thing. Saving for education. As far as I'm concerned, they are destroying my grandson's future education and his ability to learn. One, because they're instigating him to act out, which is the precursor for delinquent behavior later on in life, because he's frustrated and they're creating psychological and emotional problems in him right now at this age by denying him his family and using him as a tool to manipulate the economy and perpetrate, self-authority and power, and, people how they get with their egos, right? Saving for an education, they're already setting him up to be labeled as learning disabled. So there is nothing being saved there. And they prevented his family from helping him with the homeschooling aspect, just like they've denied my teenagers the right to be with their nephew and learn life skills, very important life skills that will benefit them when they're parents themselves, because they took Andre away from his aunties. So therefore his aunties cannot practice, I guess you can say, being good caregivers, because the child has been removed from their care. And instead they gave Andre to white kids to be passed around. And whether the provincial government likes it being said like that is irregardless, because that's exactly what happened. Oh yeah. And I forgot to mention, my kids are just hanging on, right? They can barely study, for the ones that are studying right now, whether it's post-secondary or, in high school. And but that doesn't seem to matter, because only certain people have the privilege to have uninterrupted lives where they can actually build on a life and have a more productive future and some security, right? But for families such as myself that are preyed upon and used as a supplemental income for certain individuals within our community, this stuff that they're talking about is insignificant, because even if they let you have it for a little while, they're going to find a way to take it away from you and, stockpile on the other side of the fence, right? So not only is my grandson's future messed up, as they drug my grandson at a very early age and emotionally scar him for life and label him as learning disabled with behavioral problems that they do not want to acknowledge and take responsibility for. They are also, interrupting the productivity of my other children's future with their rhetoric saving for education, because once you're in the education system, and if you've got forces like this against you, bringing you down, no amount of money is going to save you, right? And in the end, they're going to just find a way to take it away from you, right? One way or another. So, if the government is saying, here, do this, but on the backhand, stepping on your throat, while they're screaming at you to get up and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and then when you try, they turn around and they hit you back down on the ground with a big stick, and now you got chains on your feet and your ankles as your children are being stolen right from underneath your noses, and people just stand around and gawk and are too afraid to say something. Then our political system will always be a charade. It will always be a charade. That's a charade, what you're looking at right there. One big fat lie. Okay, members and friends. So now it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I was, here at 5 something, right? I was doing an upload and just whatever. My sleeping habits are really bad. Every day, every time I lay down, I always apologize to my little grandson for not being there for him and protecting him. Shh, just put it down. I'm talking. Okay? And, and I say I'm sorry. And I wish I was there to protect him. And he should be at home where he belongs. So, my sleeping habits are very bad because I go to bed crying and I'm always apologizing and I'm, very sad. So anyway, these guys, within, 5, so 6, 7, 8, within 4 hours, they have removed, oh, wait a minute. Let's see, view comments. Let's see if they left it. It looks like they just got their stuff in there. Hold on. But they made it so I can't post anymore. And if they're removing my posts, they're removing other people's posts. Right? So they made it so that I can't comment anymore. As you can see, this is what these other people did. Right? Let's see what they help families start planning, saving. Right? Because they hide things, eh? They don't want the public to know about this stuff. What's happening to my family. They don't care about that. Right? This is all just propaganda. Like when federal government gives family baby bonus to, mothers, and social services ended up taking it away from my daughter, which was a federal bonus, and they ended up taking it away because the federal government didn't send her a check 1 month, and she didn't claim it on her social services that she never received it. And because she didn't let them know that she didn't receive it, the following month they took off $300 from her welfare check. So not only did she not receive the money from the federal government, but she also had $300 taken off of her welfare check because she did not tell them that the federal government didn't send them the money. So, this is the same kind of crooked stuff, right? So this is your government. It's very censored, and it's a lot of propaganda. They hide the truth from the public. They don't like to face reality. They obviously don't respect the lower class income people, poor people. They take from little children. They take children. And they make it impossible for you to qualify for lawyers. And when you do get lawyers, the system is so much in place that, when the lawyer is saying, oh, it's in our favor, when in fact, he knows what hand will probably be played out in the future. And sure enough, what's he going to say when we show up on the 21st? Oops, I'm sorry. I'm not experienced. I didn't know that they were going to file for director. And there's nothing I can do about it. Like everybody else just doesn't want to do anything about it, including the BC Liberal government. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Within less of 4 hours, they made it so that I can't comment anymore. And they removed my posts. And yeah. And that's what I went into debt for with my nonprofit and on the verge of bankruptcy. As my grandson cries for his family, and every time I lay down and try and fall asleep, I apologize. And I tell him I am so sorry I wasn't able to protect him. Okay, but before I go, really, I did not seek out this page. I don't even know how the heck this page even came to onto my wall. So, maybe they're harassing me, who knows. But here, if you listen to this, because lots of people making comments on here, and they're just deleting what they want. Obviously, they deleted my videos, right? And here they are. This is them commenting, right? Into, I guess other people complaining about their posts being deleted as well. Something and Jake something. The government of BC moderation policy exists to ensure comments are not abusive, harassing, or illegal. Contributions to the discussion does not have to be any of the aforementioned to express opinion or positive, negative sentiments. Thank you. As if they're being fucking rude. So we know a woman wrote that one, right? Active exchange of ideas and opinions is expected on Government BC social media channels. If you choose to comment, please read and adhere to the Government of BC moderation policies to ensure your comments isn't hidden, deleted, or reported as abuse of Facebook publishing policies. Oh, so now they're threatening Facebook on you. So I posted 3 different videos on 3 different sections of their budget, you know, and that was my comment, because I'm taking time and I'm making videos and I'm documenting, and my family's documenting what's happening with our family. And I've emailed several MLAs directly with these links to these videos, and I've posted a few here and there on Facebook between NDP, who happened to leave theirs there last time I checked, and anytime I try and do it on a BC Liberal, well, I've only done it 3 times. 2 times with the BC, one with BC Liberal CAUCUS, and they banned me, and then it was another BC something, and they banned me, and then now this one, which popped up on my timeline. Okay, it popped up in my timeline, and so I was happened to be up this morning, and I did that. So I am not abusing my posts. 3 is not that bad. Out of, how many videos do I have now? 60? 60. Something like that. Right? So, anyway, there you go. They pick and choose. They cherry pick like they cherry pick the children. And they do not address the issues being presented to them. They take absolutely no responsibility for the child abuse being perpetrated by social workers. And when it's right up in their face and it's documented that their policies are affecting families in a negative way, they simply choose to ignore it, censor it, and, act like cartel instead of a government.